is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love 90s sports movies.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I love 90s sports movies.
I'm Dan, and I love 90s sports movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy.
Hi,
Howdy.
everybody.
Is it Mighty Monday already?
Mighty Monday.
Sneaks up on you.
It keeps coming back around. I don't know.
September 22nd. We may as well be in October, gang.
Now, this is very exciting for a lot of reasons. Number one being, Ryan, we are under 100 days until Christmas.
Sure, number one.
Right?
I thought for sure.
And I know that you
have started. You already did that weird, awkward video where you show everybody
let him share.
I don't know about awkward.
Let's
the new video that clearly explains your watching schedule. And
I just don't think you guys paid clear enough attention last year.
We all understand what's happening in your life through this video.
Dan, I think you're being rude here.
Brian is laughing in the background.
Brian, let's pull back the curtain for everyone that cares, and there's a lot of us.
I
Sure,
care.
yeah.
What
As
is
much
the
as I
plan?
understand, I care.
Now that we're under triple digits
Right.
until Christmas,
Right.
what's Ryan doing this year?
No, it's a great question, Brandon. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
First of all, Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really sweet, actually.
Yeah.
So offhand, what's today's date again? It's
22nd. Yes.
It's the 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on
Offhand, like we all don't have
9/16
it on our watches and phones.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the
He's
on
offline.
9/16, which is Brand, as you know, 100 days till Christmas. You might have even written
We
about it.
talked
once
about
upon
this
a
on the
time.
15th, I believe.
Yeah, yes. I was locked in.
Yeah,
while
for
I was
sure.
playing Fortnite. You put the Spotify up while you're playing Fortnite. It's
Oh,
a game
yeah.
changer.
Yeah.
I watched. You guys have reviewed this. I watched Carry On Netflix.
Yes.
And then now
That's how you said. That's how you kicked it off. We're 100 days till
Alyssa-
Christmas.
You kicked off
Alyssa
100
was-
days with Carry On?
Yes.
Alyssa's a big fan of Carry On. I feel like it's a perfect early,
It is.
mid-fall. Like
The further I get away from that movie, the less I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well.
Well, all right. Just Dan's batting 1,000 here, Bran. Am I right? But
Just another day in hell for me.
the
I don't
old
listen to
office.
this slander. I think it's a great 100 Days Till Christmas. It's an action movie that
So
gives
what'd
you
you do
some
next
Christmas feels.
after that?
So the next category, and I think this is where I lose you a little bit. The next category is from September 17th, 99 days until Christmas.
Why is it another category?
Because 100 days till Christmas.
This is where everyone thinks you're crazy. You're like,
No
on
one
day
thinks
100, we watched this movie. On 99, we started a new category.
Yeah,
What the
because
heck-
I
what
don't.
the- what the F,
Listen, man. Even
What are you
even
talking
at this
about?
even at this current juncture in my life, I got other things to do. Right, so I can't
It
schedule
doesn't
out.
sound like it.
I can't
Between-
schedule out
Okay.
100 day. Like things are gonna change. So what
All
we
right.
do?
What's
by
the
we,
new
I mean
category?
me.
What he's saying is on the 100 day mark, he knew that he was watching this movie,
And then
Yeah.
then a new
another category starts
season of
Yes.
life of sorts
on day
begins,
99.
which isn't as concrete as I'm watching this on this day. I'm
Got it.
watching that
so
on
what's
that day.
the tentative plan that you
For
announced?
9/17 through 10/30, here are the fall viewing options
Stop it.
for 100 days till Christmas. The Christmas Choir, which I don't believe you guys have ever reviewed.
No.
We have not. I like that movie though.
I do too. A Bride for Christmas, which is absolutely insane, and I can't help but watch it every year. It's perfect background noise.
Okay.
'Tis the Season for Love, with the incomparable Sarah Lancaster, who Dan doesn't like for some reason.
The movie sucks.
A Crown for Christmas. You had me at Sewing Kid, even though Dan doesn't pay attention.
You said these are the options, but you're getting to all of these, yes? Or
I
you're
will get to all of these.
But he
hopefully
doesn't have-
between
but he-
9/17
17 and 10/30.
Yeah.
and 30.
That's
yes.
right. Between
Big
the-
pocket.
September 17th and October 30th, you will get to the movies you're talking about right now. They're not options. You're going to get to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, it's a fluid list always, but I think these are pretty locked in. Yes,
pretty locked in.
It's fluid,
and then
but locked
only,
in. Got it.
Only two more. A Christmas Dance Reunion, which is Lifetime. Brand, you would love it. You would
Yes.
absolutely love it.
Okay.
A
And
Christmas dance reunion?
It's with Corbin Blue and
Okay, yes.
yeah.
Yep, I know
it's
exactly
great.
what you're talking about.
It's great. And Christmas at Water's Edge, which is Keisha Knight Pulliam. Am I saying that right? Pulliam.
Yeah.
Yep. Watch. It's on direct to DVD from like the early 2000s. It's it's fine, but I have a soft spot for it. So that gets us to Halloween.
I mean,
and
that's
I think
like
we can
10 titles.
I
not
believe that's
even.
1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Not counting carry on 7
I mean,
total.
I think that's more than reasonable.
More than doable.
It's
and it allows me
reasonable
to,
and not crazy.
No, it's
and
43
it allows
days.
me to still watch some Halloween stuff, like so. I think it's a very, very.
Do you
healthy
have a
appetite.
different note out for the Halloween movies you need to watch?
Yeah, on Halloween specifically, we watch a Power Rangers special, and then who really cares, right? It's a Halloween based, but then we also watch We Wish You a Turtle Christmas, starring the Ninja Turtles.
Got it.
And that's on Halloween.
That's on Halloween.
That's on Halloween.
No
and
better
then,
way.
I think
then November
Dan,
1st is kickoff weekend, and like we can pick that up some other
We'll
time.
pick it up again some other
Dan,
time.
were you asking specifically about Halloween titles?
I was asking if you had Halloween.
Oh, do you want my
movies.
Halloween list? Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked about Halloween
And
titles.
he
you
went to
gave
the
us more
Turtle Christmas.
You
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
You can
know,
see Dan's
I
confusion.
can't. Yeah, I can't imagine why anyone would be confused by the video.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's pretty straightforward.
We got Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Because you don't love a horror.
I'd say, but it's more of like an action flick, from what I've understood.
I understand.
It is.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I'm not a horror guy. I'm not a horror guy.
You're not going to see a bunch of Conjuring movies on this list.
No. We got Casper. We got Clue. We got the new Haunted Mansion. I'll give Sinners a watch back. And then does the Dark Tower classify?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to watch that.
The Idris Elba one. Man, that movie's bad.
And then I know that Tenet is not a
Any
scary
of these
movie.
things, correct?
But I've still never seen it,
You
even
got
though
it.
I own it, and so I'm looping that into the Halloween watch.
He's
Looping that in.
It's crystal clear. On,
We like
on
to
the
event guys
17th,
thing.
on the 16th, he watches Carry On. From the 17th to the 30th, he watches 7, and I can't stress this enough, rando Christmas movies from all over the map.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's Tenet, Casper, and a Power Rangers special. It's
Lord
so,
Zed's
that
Monster
happens on
Head.
the
It's
31st.
so
but yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah.
I can't even, I don't know why we had the conversation. It's
Brand, now-
straightforward.
Now, I just want to be honest here. I know we're up against it, but Bran,
We
I did let you know that I had something I wanted to say here that's totally unrelated to this. Do we have a minute?
Please.
You tell me,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
We're,
Well, I don't. Listen, I
You're
wanna
up
be
against
mindful.
it.
you're the one that's up against it.
I want to be mindful of the fact that people don't come here on Mondays to hear about my goings on.
Oh, I do.
They come. Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice. But no, Dan, I'll just jump right into it. Dan, do you remember a couple weeks ago we got into a pretty heated debate about Michael Jordan and LeBron James?
I do remember that.
I thought it was very respectful, and I thought it was very fun.
respectful because I don't have a dog, and I have a belief about what will be the case in 30 years, but I don't have like a
belief
sure,
in a dog.
I don't have
And
a
that's-
surefire opinion on it, I guess.
And your opinion is mostly based off the fact that most people think Michael Jordan's the best right now will be
Will
dead.
be
I get
dead.
it. Blah, blah,
Yes.
Yeah. So it really awoken something in me, and I didn't know if this was the appropriate forum to do it but then I said it's Mighty Mondays.
It's Mighty
and,
Mondays. This if not now, then when? You know.
For the last few years, I've been rooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers because, as everyone who watches this podcast knows, the Cleveland Browns are my number one team. I've become, as Dan knows, a very big Cleveland Guardian fan. So I figured, since Vince Carter retired, I've been kind of bouncing around trying to find the right NBA team. So I landed on the Cavaliers.
Great.
And it's just never felt right. And after our debate, Dano,
This is big.
I want to today declare that I am now officially and for the rest of time a Chicago Bulls fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
You
yeah,
said
and
for
then-
the rest of time.
I don't think this is going to change. Like, honestly, I've been thinking about this for the last few days, and like, it just feels really right. And I don't feel like I'm bandwagon jumping because the Bulls, other than the 1 or 2 Derrick Rose years, haven't been good at all
No.
since Jordan retired. And like with the Cavs, I'm arguing against their greatest era all the time
Yeah.
because I love Michael Jordan. And so I really feel, if you guys think there's a problem with this, let me know. But I have literally to my right now a full wall technically dedicated to Chicago Bulls. I think I'm just a Chicago Bulls fan.
I think on one hand, you do pick your fandom, but sometimes it just doesn't. They don't pick you back.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel that connection, I think you are more than able to go and search elsewhere to a team that's been calling your heart for a while that you've been suppressing.
I appreciate you choosing this platform to make this. You put the hat on if you're watching on YouTube, the whole thing.
This is big.
Thank you.
This is interesting. I feel very strongly that the NBA is the most star-driven league.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I think, and this may not sit well with you because you are a dyed-in-the-wool Magic fan. I think there is a lot more play in how you choose your team in the NBA than there is in almost any other sport or level. Because of what the NBA, after Michael Jordan, the NBA crafted the experience to make it about the stars. That's what they did. And so you have folks like Brand from Titusville, Florida, who grew up a Magic fan, watched Dwight Howard, watched Shaq, watched Penny, and then stayed with them. But I think by and large, when someone changes pro teams, it's almost always NBA. It just is. And they don't change Major League Baseball teams. They don't change NFL teams. But the NBA is just that league where I think it's so star-driven that you can easily do this. And kudos to you for changing teams, not because of a star or because of a lack of star, just because you felt it in your heart. In your heart of hearts, that's where you need to be. Does that make Michael Jordan head and shoulders above better than everyone else? No, but it makes
That's not what we're here to talk about.
It makes your heart and your head align a little bit more.
And I also feel, the one last thing, I feel I'm not going to claim any more or less the 6 titles from the 90s than I already have, but I do feel as though I have some kinship to those because I've been defending Jordan the way I have for the last better part of 2. Like, jumping in on the Cavs, I had no attachment to the 2016 title. If anything, it kind of bummed me out a little. So I appreciate your guys' support.
I'm here.
If anybody has any issues with this, Brand at deckthehallmark.com.
I'll take those questions.
But I appreciate it, and I'll wear the hat for the rest of the year.
Also provides us a great Chicago segue to Rookie of the Year.
It does.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Really nicely done.
You're welcome.
But yes, congratulations and enjoy the play-in tournament. Let's get to Rookie of
From
the
a Magic
Year.
fan. Signed a Magic fan.
100 guys, I know it well. All right. Rookie of the Year is today's movie. Boy, howdy.
I may have to kick up my Knicks fandom just so we can have Knicks, Magic, Bulls. That's 3 Eastern Conference teams. I mean, come on.
It's pretty good.
Are you off the Dolphins? That's another story for another.
No, I'm on the Dolphins.
We don't need to talk about the Dolphins.
We kick us when we're down. That's their motto.
July 7th, 1993 is when it debuted, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off, and there is no mistaking that this is a baseball movie. John Candy is there, fresh off the Olympics or before the Olympics.
Fresh off the Olympics.
Fresh off.
Yes.
And we are at Wembley Field, and it is a fresh season for the Chicago baseball Cubs, and the Cubs suck. The Cubs are not good at this point in time. Cut to young Henry Rowengartner, who, despite absolutely loving baseball, also, like his beloved Cubs,
this movie came out 2.5 months before Cool Runnings. What a time for John Candy.
Hey, Brand, real quick, did you just call it Wembley Field?
He didn't say Wembley Field.
I did.
It's Wrigley Field. You can't do that. You got to leave.
Dude.
That's it. You can't say Wembley.
On the day I
Stadium.
declare myself to the city of Chicago?
I'll go.
Wembley, you can't. Wembley Stadium's in London. Wrigley Field. It's the most famous.
Is that how you wrote it down, Brand?
Where is it?
It 100% is how I wrote it down.
And he didn't even spell Wembley correctly. He spelled it W-I-M-B-L-Y.
Brand, what's interesting about the movie is that they have B-roll of a big sign that says
Wrigley.
Wrigley Field.
No, I mean, do you want to do it, Dan?
It's okay because he's got a loving, supportive mom at home who's dating this goober named Jack who Henry hates. The next day at school, this kid at school.
I can't sit by as you ruin my synopsis.
This next day at school, this kid at school. Yeah. Where was he? School?
Now,
was he at school, Brand?
I would have edited it in real time.
You would have.
I'm a real-time editor.
Yeah. This next day at school, kid at school.
Oh, yes. The next day at school, there's this kid at school that hits a fly ball
at
to
school.
See if Henry can actually catch this one.
At school.
He's running. It's looking good until he slips on a baseball that's in the grass. His arm is going to have to be in a cast for 4 months. And it's like this. Just like that. And when it is finally time for him to get out of the cast, the doctor is doing some tests to make sure that he got all the movement back in his arm. And his arm suddenly snaps forward super quickly and hits the doctor in the face super hard. I'm sure it's nothing. The tendon's just healed a little tight. And to celebrate being out of the cast, his mom gives him and his two best buddies tickets to a Cubs game at Wrigley Field.
Wembley Stadium.
Where's that at?
At Chicago,
Foggy
Illinois.
old London town.
Yes. Yes. So the opposing team hits a home run, okay? And obviously you got to throw it back.
Throw it back.
Throw it back. So Henry does just that, and the ball shoots all the way from the outfield stands all the way to home plates.
The heater.
He panics and just kind of runs off, right? But the powers that be at the Cubs want to find out who threw that ball and is shocked to find out that it is an 11-year-old boy. Desperate to save the Cubs, who are on the verge of having to forfeit the franchise, General Manager Larry the Fish Fisher looks to recruit Henry. They sign him to a contract, and the Fish makes him go into the game during the very first game that he's there because it's a sellout crowd. It doesn't go well, but they still end up winning. But it doesn't take long for Henry to begin to catch his stride, and they begin to win, no matter what. And all that winning leads to Henry getting some sponsorships, and all those sponsorships leads to Henry leaving his friends behind. And that makes him sad. So he decides that he's going to retire after this season. He's done. He's calling it a day. The owner finds out that the Fish is the absolute worst and gets him out of here. It's time for the final game, and Henry goes in at the end of the 6th inning. It's his time to shine. It's his time to save the game. And it's going well until he once again slips on a ball in the grass and lands on his arm. And suddenly, his arm is healed.
Oh, no.
In a bad way.
Talk about bad timing.
Yeah. So, what is he going to do? They got to finish out this game. Well, thanks to some trick plays and his mom's floater, they're able to win the game. Henry celebrates and decides that he's going to go back to being an 11-year-old boy. And that, my friends, was Rookie of the Year.
We did it.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Son of a gun. We're back. Hi, everyone. We're talking Rookie of the Year today on Mighty Monday. Let's dive in. It's time for the hot take. It's where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We're not going to hold back. I'll start with you. Rye Guy, the guy who has, I believe, the most polarizing of the list so far.
I don't think it depends.
I'm intrigued to see.
I wouldn't say that.
If you put this last.
Talk to anyone but Ryan.
Or second to last. What are your thoughts on Rookie of the Year?
So I had a strong fondness for this film growing up. This is definitely one that we purchased on pay-per-view and recorded on VHS. And I definitely watched it a good amount. But I, as a child, definitely favored Little Big League, which I believe is coming up sometime during Mighty Mondays. And I think I just kind of got detached from this film as the years went on because of that. I'll tell you this. I enjoyed watching this. I was literally yesterday years old when I found out that Daniel Stern directed this and that Bill Conti did the music. Those were wild surprises.
Daniel Stern directed this first movie he'd ever directed, and it did so well for them that he got to direct whatever he wanted next, and he chose to direct a movie called Very Bad Things, which is a movie about a bachelor party where I believe they kill a stripper. I've not seen it. It was a really weird choice after this.
Similar plot.
Yeah, of course. But he loves baseball, and you can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That really does seep through the film.
Do you know who Bill Conti is, Brian?
Yes.
Rocky.
Yeah. I knew the name.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Bill Conti was working a lot, but it's just wild that he did Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And Directed very well. The music's really good. Thomas Ian Nicholas is great here. The movie would not work if he wasn't as good and believable as a 11-year-old can be pitching in the majors. But like, just a really good young kid actor. I like also then pleasant surprises since I hadn't seen this in so long. I had no recollection that John Candy was in this. I had no recollection that Julie the Cat was in this. More on her and What the Duck.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. It kept throwing me off that Daniel Stern was playing the
Brickma.
lunatic and that Gary Busey was like our stable hero.
Right. Yep.
But, this is fantasy and not real life. The movie has, we talked about this with Cool Runnings last Monday. The movie has no idea how the regular season and the playoffs work.
It's a running theme here on Mighty
Correct.
Mondays.
Yeah. This though is like, there's moments where within 5 minutes of each other, John Candy is saying, if the Cubs win this game, they go to the World Series. And then the manager saying, if the Cubs win this game, we go to the playoffs.
They win the division. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, and like, that's just inexcusable. But the movie's enjoyable, really enjoyable. I want everyone to stay calm. It is last on my list.
That's hysterical. Ryan, just leave. Just leave. That is embarrassing.
I said it jokingly, thinking there's no way.
There's no way.
Last on my list, and I don't know if we're watching Little Big League next week or what, but you're going to see it outclasses this in every way, shape, or
You
form.
have lost your mind.
I feel great. Go Bulls. At number 1, D2. Number 2, Little Giants. 3, D3. 4, Cool Runnings. 5, with a big bump up from last week, is Space Jam.
Oh, yeah.
6, D1. 7, Angels in the Outfield. 8, Rookie of the Year. But I enjoy all these movies.
Ryan
Popola.
If you're listening right now, you need to know 2 things. Ryan Popola hates you and baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
Well,
That is an absolutely brutal hot take that I don't know how you stand behind. That's crazy.
Really thin margin of error for these movies. I like them all. We're 8 for 8 on the Rye Guy thumbs up scale. Something's got to be last, Dano. Something's got to be last.
It's not this one.
God almighty.
Right. It's not this one.
You've lost your mind.
I like
this movie.
I love this movie. I think that it does a couple of things very well. One, I think of the movies we've watched so far, it nails just the way kids are.
Yeah.
These kids were so believable.
All of them.
It was just so good. It was so good. It did such a good job of making me just be like, those kids,
Yeah.
and just to think back to being 11 and having a little crush and just hanging out with my buddies doing a real, we used to go to the stream in the neighborhood behind ours, and we would build a bridge over top of the stream.
Those were good days.
And that's what we did every day for weeks. We were just like, do you want to go work on the bridge? That's just what we did. And these kids are working on a boat, and it's such a random part of this movie about
but it
a kid.
So true.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. And this movie is so funny. So funny. Last week we talked about how Cool Runnings is a funny movie, but weirdly between the Dougie Doug and the John Candy is weirdly not as funny as you would think. This movie is funnier than I remember, and I watched it a year ago. This movie is so funny, and obviously the kid's funny, all that stuff. But man, Daniel Stern, brother, it works every time. There is nothing funnier than seeing him, get stuck in betwin conjoined rooms at a hotel. There's nothing funnier than seeing him get stuck in this fence thing that's in the. He crushes. It's so funny, and I just absolutely love this movie. Right. I don't know what you're looking for.
It's just not. It's not feasible to.
And I love you so much. I defend you so much
you have
on so many things.
great takes on things that weren't from your childhood. Like I'm serious. Like
that's actually very nice of you to say.
The way home when you give your take, I'm like, dude, this guy was surgical. And then he gets to stuff he watched, and he just remembers it when he was 4, and he's like, "The Little Giant's the best movie ever." And it's like, no, it's not.
The only thing I'll push back on here, and I thought I was very complimentary of Rookie of the Year.
You were.
Why can't I find?
It was all just facade. We knew
Why
it.
can't I find childlike whimsy in D3 or
But there's
got to
be a way for you to go, this was great when I was younger, but I can see how it's not as great now.
That's how I feel about Rookie of the Year. I have it 8th on my list.
That's crazy.
I have it number 1 on my list. I think it's as perfect of a movie as we've seen so far, from start to finish. For Mighty Mondays, like not
I
in
feel
my
great about
entire
that.
life.
I'm not here to besmirch your
Ryan's
list.
got it last, and you have it first.
I think it's a pretty perfect 90s sports movie. So I have Rookie of the Year 1, Angels in the Outfield 2, Cool Runnings 3, Mighty Ducks 4, D2 5, Little Giants 6, Space Jam 7, D3 8.
So on July 11th of 1992, I was taken to Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium, a story that you've heard a number of times. I got to see Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Whitey Ford all in person. I was already playing Little League.
Whitey Ford?
Whitey Ford, that was his name. The chairman of the board, as they called him.
Sure.
Listen, I was bought in on baseball from the time that I played Little League when I was 4 years old. I was bought in on baseball from the beginning. Baseball is my favorite sport, period. I went to Old Timers Day, July 11th, 1992. I was almost 9 years old, and that was it for me. And then this movie came out July 7th, 1993. I'm almost 10 years old. I'm basically Henry Rowengartner's age. This is everything I could possibly want in a movie. Marv from Home Alone doing a pitching coach character that is for the absolute ages. John Candy, uncredited, doing a favor for a friend, coming in and doing all of his stuff, I believe, in one day and crushing it as the announcer. Absolutely. My hottest take is, I said it to Bram while we were watching the movie, and I want to see Ryan's face when I say this.
Okay.
Thomas Ian Nicholas, a better child actor than Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a child actor. Now,
I don't know about that.
Thomas Ian Nicholas aged out. He didn't find his groove as an adult. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is an amazing actor who's a
thespian.
He's a professional actor. As a kid, Thomas Ian Nicholas is unbelievable in this movie, and then he does a kid in King Arthur's Court the next year. Like, he was in his wheelhouse as like a tween middle school.
Can I ask you
actor?
Because I thought you broke my brain with that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel strongly like a strong negativity when you said it. I was just like, that's interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that what's his name? Sean Michael Jameson? What's the kid's name?
Thomas Ian Nicholas? Do you think Thomas Ian Nicholas could do what Joseph Gordon-Levitt did in Angels in the Outfield?
Do you think he could do the kid with no parents?
That's a much tougher role.
Yeah, I think he could.
You think he could?
I 100% think he could.
Okay.
The thing that I appreciate about him in this movie is only an 11 or 12-year-old goes from scared to the most confident person in the room. They're the only person that does it. Yeah. And Thomas Ian Nicholas, Henry Rowengartner, is terrified one moment, gets walked, and is the most confident base runner you've ever seen. That is not that's an 11-year-old. Sure. I'm telling you, that's an 11-year-old. I was one. I've taught them. That's an 11-year-old. That is just fact. Those are facts. That's just how it works. This movie adores baseball. They get the division thing wrong. In fact, Angels in the Outfield copies its exact plot of baseball from this movie. An old pitcher who's going to die any day, a team that needs to win the division.
A heel announcer.
Yes. They just copy it straight up.
I will say John Candy is less heel than the other. Like,
but he comes around by the end. He's not a villain.
John Candy's a Cubs fan who's sad.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's me with the Browns. Yes.
The biggest compliment I can pay this movie is it is structured and filmed like a movie. So, like, in Cool Runnings, we're in Jamaica for like 35 minutes. And then the end of that movie, the big end of that movie is like 15 minutes long. In this movie, he's playing for the Cubs before 30 minutes in. And then there's an hour of Henry Rowengartner navigating more or less what it means to be an 11-year-old baseball player, how that affects your life at school, even though the Cubs are playing all day games and he's still making it doesn't matter. How that affects your friends, how that affects your mom and your mom's boyfriend and Chet Steadman and the Rocket and life on the road. It's a complete movie. If you had asked me before we did this list, this would have been one. I would have just told you this is one because I love this movie. 9-year-old me thought this was the best movie he'd ever seen at the time that I saw it. I love this movie. Cool Runnings has the emotional punch that this doesn't have. This has way more humor and consistently a great movie than Cool Runnings. But there's something about the way that Angels in the Outfield gives us the silly laughs of Angels in the Outfield with the very respectful version of what it means to be a foster kid and how a life is changed. And there's something about that with my current experience as a 42-year-old man and father of two, that still wins out for me. Angels in the Outfield 1, Rookie of the Year 2, Cool Runnings 3, Mighty Ducks 4, Mighty Ducks 2, 5, Mighty Ducks 3, 6, Little Giants 7, Where It Belongs. Are you kidding me? There is a character in Rookie of the Year that gets one scene and is as funny as anything in Little Giants. And 8, Space Jam, bad movie.
What are you alluding to?
I'll get to it, my feels, don't worry.
Okay, well, here we are. It's time now. Welcome to the Fields. I think you broke Ryan.
Because you guys aren't with me on that. It is really just for me, but I love this character so very much.
And I can't wait to hear about it. I will say that Dan's higher on D3 than anyone would have thought of when we started this exercise. Not by much, but a skosh.
I think the D3 hockey scenes are great. The captain's speech is great. And there's some legitimately good moments in that movie. And since the time I saw it until I watched it again, I said it was a terrible movie and I was wrong. You see how that works, Ryan? It's real easy. It's really easy. Just copy that script down, and one of these days you'll get there.
What's
It's time for all the feels where we give our thoughts on what this movie gave us feels. I'm going to kick it to you, Ryan. All right.
No, you did great. Go ahead.
The scene with them playing imaginary baseball, to Brand's point, really did absolutely feel like what 11-year-olds would do, right? If I was somehow pitching for the Cubs and had a really great outing, I'm still at the end of the day an 11-year-old, and even though I just played on Wrigley, or depending on who you're talking to, Wembley Field,
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. Yeah. Being on Wrigley Field by myself at the end of the night with just my mom and 2 best friends there would be the coolest thing in the world, and I wouldn't really care about the fact that I just had a good outing as a professional pitcher. That got me right in the breadbasket for, again, a movie that I quite like.
There's just so much. There's so many moments that just work. I think it shouldn't work, but it does. The sound that they add to his arm is simultaneously disgusting and absolutely hilariously needed in a sense. Like, it just, for some reason, it shouldn't work, right? It's so Looney Tune. It's just like boring, but it works, and it's also the sound that they chose for the elastic nature of what's happening there is gross. It's gross, but it just works.
Such a move.
I love it, and it just makes me happy. I could go on and on, but I'll kick it to you, Dan.
Yeah, dude, I grew up quoting Brickma. I mean, and every single wrong version of Rowengartner. I mean, around the house, Rulingford, Gardenhoser, Rosenbagger, we would do it nonstop. We thought it was hilarious. The moment with the mom at the end, weird moment, but somehow works. I don't know how that moment works, but it does work, at least for me. It never ceases to give me the giggles, the Pirates head coach of the Little League Pirates at the beginning of this movie. There is something. Listen, my kids don't play baseball. They just started to show an interest in it. We play catch in the backyard all the time. But Greenville, South Carolina baseball is so competitive, you can't jump in at 9 or 10. It is so stupid and so competitive. I don't know if my kids will ever play baseball. I will not miss that as long as I get the time playing catch with them. That's all I really care about. I will miss going to the ballpark, throwing in some sunflower seeds, and just talking. If you ever go to a baseball game, like a Yankees game with me, I'm thrilled to sit in a seat eat snacks, and just occasionally go, all right, JD, here's your pitch right here. I will just do it. Here we go, right here. Good eye. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I will just running monologue. And there's something about a baseball field that goes, everyone just say exactly what you're thinking. Just say it. Nobody cares. This coach for the Little League Pirates, I just love him. First of all, he's constantly chuck it in there, baby, which is great. And then he's like, Windermere, over and over again. And then Henry gets out there and he doesn't know how to throw the ball. And he's like, chuck it in there. And he looks like he's about to have a heart attack. And I love him. He's hilarious. He never comes back. We never see him again. Nobody cares. This guy's great. He's hilarious. Big fan of this guy. Glad I got to revisit that. Just 10 of 10, no notes.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the Wait, What, and the What, the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Right, you good?
I'm great.
Go Bulls.
Yeah, like hypothetically, you're good on time?
Oh yeah, let's just keep rolling, man. Like the preseason for the Bulls doesn't start for at least a month. Yeah,
we've got time.
He's got one. We'll watch one of those randos tonight, I believe. One of those.
You got to
could
get
be
to one
anything.
Of those randos.
Yeah.
Were you leaning towards one? Maybe Crown for Christmas?
Casper.
Oh, that's right. Because we're in the heat of it.
We're in the heat of it.
Maybe Christmas Choir.
Christmas Choir. That's a good choice.
That feels right.
Those Halloween ones are always out there.
Shout out to Rhea Perlman. Yeah.
Yes. But you could sneak in that old Halloween classic Tenet if you want to.
Christopher Nolan's
Tenet feels like a more.
Right.
I feel like I gotta wait till at least 10-1 for Tenet.
You gotta wait for
10-1 for Tenet. That's right.
Yeah.
You should wait.
Actually, that's nice. A nice little.
You should actually definitely wait for 10-01 because that would be Tenet 1001.
Oh.
Brand's mind blown over there.
Hey, Brand, Oppenheimer was a true story.
Yeah. Tell me more about this bomb. Yeah, so
same guy directed both.
That's right. They went out to Wembley Stadium and they all
same guy made both. Yeah.
The legend of my story of Oppenheimer is grossly overestimate. I don't know.
You're nailing it right now. You want to get to the wait what?
Wait. Ryan, what you waiting on? What you waiting?
Henry's jersey after the Little League game, for some reason, like it's dirty because he like missed the ball and so he fell. But it's a weird choice from the costuming department. It looks like it's got like oil spilled all over it. Like when Zach was looking for like Becky the Duck and Saved by the Bell.
That's right.
Like
good pull there. That's a good pull.
It's not what dirt looks like. But whatever.
You've not been to Chicago and played Little League.
I will. I'll probably go this season. Hey, Brand, April 10th, Magic at Bulls. If you want to go,
would love to. Love to.
Tell me I'm not in on that trip because I'm in on that trip. I just invited myself.
Keep that in mind. Bringing your best friends to a doctor's appointment is diabolical. I don't know
brutal.
if I love it or hate it, but it's diabolical.
In the actual doctor's office with the mom and the kid.
Maybe I'm just an old man now. Maybe I'm 35 years old and over the hill, but I didn't
crazy.
Like it. Yeah. Are we led to believe that the Cubs are this bad and that Henry and his pals, before he throws the pitch that gets him the ball that gets him on the team, they act like they've never been to Wembley Field before. Like it's they get to Wrigley and they're like, this place is great. The Cubs are terrible. There's 100 people there. Henry and his mom are at least middle class people. Has he never been to a game before? Did you get that impression?
I took it like, we have Paramount. Well, it's not Paramount anymore. Carowinds around here. And Carowinds, a theme park where the roller coasters are better than the Disney. Like Disney World is an experience, but Carowinds is roller coasters, right? And it's amazing to go to Carowinds. When I was 10 or 11 years old, going to Carowinds was amazing. If I went, it was still amazing. So like, I took it as he's maybe been to a half dozen baseball games over the course of his 11-year lifespan. And so getting Cubs tickets, still a big deal.
I can buy that.
That's what I took it as. But I get it.
Yep. A few more. Knowing that Daniel Stern loved Duncan from Duncan's Toy Chest so much that he cast him in this really just made me happy. It's not even really a wait what. No. I just wanted to say that.
Two turtle doves, brother.
Found the prize in my Cracker Jack box.
The turtle doves.
Oh, that guy's amazing.
What a hole. Wow. During his opening presser, Henry, that is, a credentialed media member says, quote, "We've all seen publicity stunts like this before." You have?
Like, I didn't catch that. When? Please enlighten us on when.
And even if you don't take that literally, what would be the closest publicity stunt in the history of MLB to an 11-year-old playing baseball? So that didn't hold a ton of water for me.
No way.
Two more. The fact that one of the best steaks the Rocket has ever had was on this business class United flight is insane.
Dude,
insane.
So funny.
The Rocket, Chet Steadman, the 40-year-old venerable ace of the staff. He's been a millionaire for over a decade. Yeah. One of the best Salisbury steaks I've ever had. United economy.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, you're right. It's economy. United economy.
United economy.
Sometimes I just buy a ticket on an off day just to go up and get one of them steaks.
$60 worth the meal. Yeah.
And let me ask you this. Where were you flying from Chicago that included a full meal in economy? Where?
There's a lot of flaws to poke
nowhere.
At there.
You are a 3-hour flight from anywhere that plays baseball.
It was troubling. And then last one, the fact that literally Daniel Stern invented Icy Hot should probably be talked about more.
I mean,
probably should be talked about more.
He does until he literally explains that what he means is
water,
putting ice in the microwave.
But he still got the idea in the Icy Hot head. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Icy Hot was invented like well before that, probably 25 years. I stand by my statement. I love the fact that bit is for like me watching that in the theater was like, he's telling him water and it's fantastic.
He's telling him water.
He heats up ice. It's just perfect. It's everything you want. I mean, I know all of Brickman's lines. Oh, still to this day. Let's play some baseball. I mean, he's perfect. He is perfect.
That's it for me.
I only got two. One is you mentioned it in your hot take about timeline and this. I think John Candy. It's possible that he was improvising all of his lines because there's some problems with it.
Yeah,
such as the second game. He says he lets it slip that. Here comes Henry Rowengartner after yesterday's game, right?
Yes.
Let's see how he does after yesterday's game. Well, what happened in between game 1 and game 2, which is a day game because it's light outside when he gets to the pitching mound, is he goes to school, he works on his boat, and still makes it in time for this game. Yeah. Does a full school day, then goes with his buddies to the pond to work on the boat, and still makes it in time for that day game. Just above and beyond, and it's possible that one's on John Candy. It's possible. I don't know. It's possible.
I think it might be.
I think it might be on old John Candy. And speaking of this boat, I've loved the boat. I've talked about the boat. It's a wonderful thing. Guys, the smoke is tough. They are acting like it's not there,
Yeah.
But when this sucker goes off and it is smoking as much as they do, I'd be like, let's go back. Like something's
you got to do it, man. It was the 90s,
and then they go and they pick up the gals, like come on, let's go. And I don't remember a kid's name, but one of his best buddies is there with his best gal, leaned up against the back of the boat, his arm around her, and just smoke is in their face, and he's like, and it's like, guys, this isn't good for these kids.
Their commitment to no green screen, next level from Daniel Stern.
Let's get to pause it. Let's figure out the smoke situation. I felt bad for those kids. That's tough. Yeah. That was real smoke. Like they have lasting lung problems because of Rookie of the Year. Dano,
do you remember when the Cubs were in such a lousy financial position that, according to the owner, the general manager, they were going to have to forfeit the franchise? No. Can you imagine them being like, we can't make the Cubs profitable? What? The
Cubs?
The Cubs that were the first team to have a television network broadcast all of their baseball games on TV? Guys, the Cubs aren't forfeiting their franchise. It's not happening. There will be billionaires and millionaires lined up to buy the Cubs. They're not going to the major. They're not going to, I believe, Bart Giamatti at the time and going, hey, we can't make this work. We can't make Wrigley Field in the north side of Chicago profitable for us as a franchise. That's hysterical. I know they didn't win for a long time. Harry Carey brought him in, man. Harry Carey, the take me out of the ball game, all the day games, the Ivy. Guys, pick a different franchise if you want to go this route.
Yeah.
Pick the Expos. We'd all believed it.
Yeah.
You can't
It's
do
probably
this.
time to shut the Expos down.
Yeah. I love the kids going out on the boat. I love it. It's time this is like classic kids, like perceived danger stuff. And these three kids get in the boat and they go out on this tiny little boat. And let me ask you this, for a quick trip out on the lake there in Chicago, how many full bags of chips do you think you need? How many, listen, I love a chip as much as the next guy, unless the next guy is Henry Rowengartner and his friends. They go out on a boat. There are three of them, and there are no less than 5 full-size bags of chips and Cheetos, no drinks, not a drink to be found. They are going to go on a boat trip, and the thing that they need for an hour excursion out on the water is more full-size bags of chips than there are people. It's a move, and good on you. You didn't run out of chips. I know that much. That's right. You didn't run out of chips. Boy, how important is this flower shop to mom? Because she misses basically every game after the first game that her son pitches in the major leagues as an 11-year-old to cut flowers. And I'm not saying being a florist isn't important. I'm saying that your son's now making 6 figures. And he's playing at a level she couldn't even be bothered to make his little league game, right? She didn't make his little league game. She missed it. It's just not a high priority. She's got to work. Single mom, got to work. I'm not upset at that. What I am saying is that literally she makes the first game and then makes the playoff game. This guy's raking in. The minimum amount you could make as a baseball player in 1993 was over $100,000. You know that his contract is way higher than that. He's making, let's say, $1 million to be safe. She can't make the baseball game? Your kid's only 11 once, ma'am. You could hire an employee for your flower shop, or 2 or 3. It wasn't weird to anyone else. Am I just alone in this? No one else thinks it's weird she couldn't make her kids' games?
You're I don't know. You're a single mom. You own a flower shop.
She's doing the best she can.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not. Yeah. Listen, guys, I appreciate the high road that you're all taking. Her kid is in the major leagues.
She went to 2 games.
She went to one game, and then she went to
2.
The final game.
Why don't you see your kid play in the majors once?
No,
Haven't
she
you seen
did
it?
1, 2, and then
She
and then
didn't
was
do 2.
gone. She did.
She's there afterwards, but she's in the second game is when he hits because she.
That's true.
And then she's in the flower shop watching it on TV.
He hits when they go on the road.
Okay.
That's when she didn't go on the road.
All I know is I just can't imagine a world where your kid's 11 now making millions of dollars and you not being there to watch the games.
I can't imagine being a single mom doing the best that I can.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's
not.
not.
There's 2 things.
I'm not saying she's not.
2 things can be true.
How about his arm gets healed and she says, here are 3 tickets for you and your 2 11-year-old buddies to go to the north side of Chicago by yourself for a ball game. I know the 90s were a different time.
Yeah.
In 1993, I was Henry Rowengartner's age. My parents would have never been like, take mass transit to a ball game by yourself.
You're a big city boy, Rye.
Take mass transit to a ball game. You'd have gone to see the Mets play.
Oh no! I mean, I'm a wimp. I barely go to 7-Eleven by myself.
I can't imagine that. Yeah. I know that Jack Hooper, Jack Horner, what's his name? Jack something. The boy.
What are you talking about, Dan?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
The boyfriend who's a monster.
Yeah, Jack, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know he's supposed to be a goober. It's weird he doesn't know how to drive his own car, right? Like you would know how to drive your own car. Like I'm not saying he doesn't know how to drive a rental. He drives that car every day. Why doesn't he know how to drive his own car?
Yeah. I think what they could have done there that would have worked is if he had a different car at the beginning of the movie, and then when he gets this big contract, then he buys this car that's confusing, right?
No.
He had that car at the beginning of the movie, so it just doesn't.
That's not what they did. I can say that. No, let's do it. I've got 3 what the duck, so I'm going to do one of them now.
All right, let's duck it up.
The Cubs apparently aren't trading Henry Rowengartner. The Yankees are buying him for $25 million.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Wouldn't you make more money? Think about the money you've made. Wouldn't you make more? What are you getting? Like, that's how baseball works. He's not an unrestricted free agent. The Yankees he's not for sale. You can't just sell a player. You can get them to cover contract. You can trade them players. What's happening here? And why would the Cubs ever leverage him for just $25 million one time when they could probably make that in a month of ticket sales?
Or jersey sales. He had to have the top selling jersey in the league.
The fact that they're probably getting a cut of the Diet Pepsi and all of this, all this other stuff.
It's 93. They're putting Henry Rowengartner on posters with Michael Jordan in Chicago.
That's
They're
exactly
the two biggest athletes in the world.
There's this doesn't serve anyone. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. That's all I got.
It is time for What the Duck. It's where we ask about any questions that we saw that we'd like some answers to. Right, guy?
I want to talk to Julie the Cat's real life agent here because she has about 5 lines in this film, despite being the primary love interest. There's a very weird scene at school where they really objectified Julie the Cat. Didn't like that. Wasn't great.
That is a weird scene where Brandon and I were talking about this. Like, I can't believe they wrote it. I can't believe they did it. I can 100% believe that's exactly how all those boys were talking.
I was thinking the same thing, but it wouldn't fly now. It's not the end of the world, but it was strange and a little skin crawly. But just to Julia the Cat's real life agent here, couldn't get her in goal before the last 5 minutes of D2. Couldn't get her double-digit lines in Rookie of the Year. After D3, they objectify her in different ways in D3. And then after D3, she shows up in Men in Black 2, has a very weird small role, and then retires from acting. Julie the Cat's agent, you should have done better.
Yeah.
Should have done better. By the greatest hockey player this side of the Boston Bruins.
Definitely interesting that you just said a team. I would say definitely the best goalie. I'd love to hear if it's the actor. Like, I'd love to hear her story. Let's get her on Deck the Homework. Let's all interview her for Mighty Monday.
You really we haven't gone outside of the made for TV space, but sure.
Yeah,
with our interviews,
the 3 of us, we do a Mighty Monday.
It'd be the first time.
I think it'd be great.
Julie the Cat.
I love it.
You call us.
That's right.
We'll call you.
What's your What the Duck, Brand?
My What the Duck is, so obviously Henry decides he just wants to be a kid, right?
Where a kid can be a kid, yeah.
But I do think Duncan from Duncan's Toy Chest, there has to be some sort of knowing Duncan, right?
Yeah.
The way we do.
He's giving him like lifetime season tickets, right? Like
something.
Some sort of like you're welcome here anytime type thing. What happened after the season ended? I imagine he still had a pretty good relationship with the Cubs. I mean, he's friends with players on the team. Like, as this 11-year-old kid, you can retire from playing, but you're still a fan of the team.
That's right.
Like, what was that relationship like? Like, after you've seen that sausage
totally
get made,
agree.
what is it? Dano?
Yeah, so, listen, I know that they try to portray the Rocket, Chet Steadman, as being kind of past it, but he was their opening day starter, right, for the Cubs. So he's the best starting pitcher on their roster. Rowengartner becomes the best pitcher. Is anybody disagreeing with me so far?
No.
Okay. At the end of the last game, Rowengartner is no longer a major league pitcher because his arm no longer works that way. Mm-hmm. Chet Steadman says verbally, my shoulder's done.
Tires, ostensibly. Yeah.
They win the World Series that year. So the Cubs won the division that night. But in winning the division, they lost their 2 best pitchers. And then we see at the end of the movie, Henry does a fist pump to the screen and he sees a World Series champions ring, which means the Cubs, without their number 1 starter or their absolute ace, give me 3 innings from the pen reliever, they won the World Series for the first time since 1908.
Pretty impressive.
Only thing I can think of, Dan, is that the janitor from Scrubs went off.
Neil Flynn. You mean Stan Oki? Yeah, Neil, I just make it make sense. There's not a team in the majors that could win the division, lose their closer and their a starter, and win the World Series.
I mean, listen, he's done. You heard the electric guitar play. Like, he can't.
Yeah. So
what a great way to show that someone's in pain.
I would love Daniel Stern's answer. Like, what happened? What was their playoff road? How'd they get there? Who'd they face? They must have won games 11-10 every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
We'll get him on the pod.
Great question.
Yeah, we'll get Stern on the
pod.
God. Dream guest.
Yeah.
What a guess.
What a guess. What a hold.
All right. Well, you brought it up. I've decided I'm going to move things around here because you talked big game about Little Big League. Let's just get to it, right? It was gonna be Sandlot next. Let's push that.
Holy cow.
We'll get there.
And let's get to Little Big League because you were talking big game. You were talking big game.
Big game.
Big game. So let's get to it. A movie I don't think I've ever seen before.
I have such little memory of this.
Little Big League, little memory.
I didn't get to see it in the movie theater, and so I don't. So
this will be good for us.
Yes.
This will be good for us.
Yeah.
So coming back for that next week, it's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, maybe the first to wish you
Merry Christmas. Wembley Field. Deck the Hallmarks, produced by Brandon Gray. It's a Bramble Jam podcast right here in Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. There's host information there. There's videos there. You can also listen to every single episode of Deck the Hallmark ad-free by going to bramblejamplus.com and support us by giving us a follow at Deck the Hallmark on Instagram or by leaving us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or even Spotify. Nailed it.